right, welcome back, everybody, for another Wednesday watch list. This is my look ahead for the comic books coming out this Wednesday, December 27th, 2023. Hopefully, everybody had a wonderful Christmas. I took the day off for Christmas and I'm giving this to you a little bit late, just a day late. I know your DC books were out today, but I know a lot of people are still going to wait until Wednesday to grab their stuff. So, this is still my look ahead to those books you can go and grab at the store tomorrow. As you can see, I did get something from my brother for Christmas. I got my Green Lantern little light up light that I reorganized and reshifted some things around. We'll see how that works. And yeah, like I said, hopefully you guys all had a great Christmas as well. I got no complaints here. But also, hopefully you're liking everything here on the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. It does help when you guys do comment down below. Make suggestions, make recommendations. Tell me what you like, what you don't like. Like I said, feedback, it actually does help. So make sure you're commenting, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and hit that alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. And with that said, if you want to see this week's new releases, just hang out for a few seconds after the intro, and I will be right back. Okay, so for this week's watch list, we will start off with the Buzz books. These are the books that got some talk going into the week, and let's see how they're going to do once they actually hit those shelves. World Tree, finally coming back with a new story arc. It seems like it's been a while, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like it's been that long. It's like one of those weird little things with Image. Sometimes you feel inundated with new books, and all of a sudden they stop, and then when they come back, it's hard to tell. Like, was there a break? Was there not a break? But yes, there was a short break since we had issue 5, so we are back with issue 6 and a new story arc here for World Tree. So Tinian's back. We're getting, obviously, multiple covers on this. Not as many as you might think. We have a cover A, there is a cover B, there is a 1 in 10, as well as a 1 in 25. And there are also, I think, a couple of store exclusives probably for these as well. So that's where you're going to get, bothered with too many covers. But you don't have to buy any of those. They're exclusives. You spend your money how you like, but just don't go expecting a lot of those exclusives to go up in value because, as I said before, just get the ones that you like. Do not invest in them because that's not really a safe bet in this market. But that said, not here to do a PSA on that type of stuff. Here to just tell you about this week's new releases. And apart from World Tree, one of the books I actually really am looking forward to coming out this week is Duke. So we're getting the Duke miniseries, kind of starting off the Joe corner of the universe here in this Energon universe here at Skybound, tying in with Transformers, multiple covers here. Like, there's a lot of covers. There's a lot of covers, there's a lot of incentives, and there are some pretty high ratio incentives on this particular one. Probably because there's a couple of store exclusives, and yes, they'll get a couple of these ratios as well. But even with that all said, we got this. All right, here's cover A. Not bad. Solid cover. I'm not loving the David Aja B cover here in the middle. It's all right. It just looks a little bland, a little unfinished. And I am a fan of David Aja's work. It's just this color palette is just not doing it for me. It's not like when he does the black, white, and red, the red's bold enough to help stand out. This is just shades of beige, and it's just it just looks washed out. So it's just not for me. There is a blank if you did want a blank, and there's a 1 in 10 that has kind of a fun little story there with a lot of, Cobra infantry running up and down the steps and, Duke jumping out the window in many an action movie you've seen. With that, there is also a 1 in 25, which is pretty cool. That's like the action card back, from the old figures. There's a 1 in 50. It's actually pretty awesome too, with a huge star scream there on the cover. And there's another pretty awesome cover there in the middle, that John Boy 1 in 100. I do like John Boy Myers, and I do like that cover as well. Also, standing on top of Starscream. I dig it. But I don't know. I don't think I can afford all these high ratios personally. It's too much out of pocket. I did shoot for a 1 in 25 because I like it, and like I said, I'll take swings at 1 in 25s that I like, but I don't think I can pony up. Granted, these are really only selling for right around ratio, so I'm not even going to give you pricing on these. So you're looking at maybe spending $40 to $50 on that 1 in 50. Anywhere from like 75 to 100 on that 1 in 100, maybe a little bit more too. So there's some asking prices more, but there are some cheaper in that kind of like $80 range hitting as well. It's still a lot of money to me, so I can't personally do it. But if you want to, go for it. But that's not even the top ratio there, that 1 in 100. There is still A 1 in 250. Granted, this is pretty awesome. I think this is David Mack, and it looks pretty good. I dig it. I like it. But 1 in 250. I'm not ponying up the dollars it takes to buy this thing because we look at what this thing is sold for, pre-sales, obviously, 400 bucks, 280, $300 for 1 in 250. Granted, most of those sales, those two of those sales were back in November, and that $400 sale, if they accepted that full amount, was December 20th, which again was last week, but still, I don't know. It's a lot of money. Asking prices, I found a couple of listed, 305 and 350. I can't be spending $300 on a new release book. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't care how limited it is. I personally just can't do it. But it is a cool cover. I do like it, but I don't like it that much. But you guys do what you like with your money. We'll keep an eye on it and see what happens with this thing. But man, that's just it's a little bit more. That's in another yard. That's another playing field. That's I don't like playing that yard. I'll stay down here a little bit on the cheaper end of things because that's just too much. Too much to be shelling out this week. Even though it's Christmas, still too much. Can't be throwing all my Christmas, Christmas gifts, and gift cards, and whatnot all at one book. Because yeah, no way. All right. That's not the only things we have to talk about for the Buzz books. We are also getting a new issue of Dwellings. You guys remember this one? First issue, hot out the gate. There was like 3 printings coming out like right on top of each other. Kind of got forgotten about. But we are getting issue 3. Still a $10 book. Still a pretty cool Harvey horror kind of crossover thing going on here. There is also still a 1 in 10 incentive there. That's a more bloody version of that cover A. And there is also a B cover done by Trad Moore. Interesting thing about this is while you may look at that Trad Moore and go, well, personally, when I look at it, I'm not that impressed with the clowns like laying there like up front, but that beast, that tiger in the back or whatever you want, looks like a white tiger. It's like washed out. It's very faded because it's in the background. But there is a secret variant coming out. I think the way it's priced like it's a 1 in 25. I don't know if it's a 1 per store or if it's a 1 in 25, but it's listed as secret variant. It's a black and white version of that, and that background is more defined. And this I actually do kind of like, even though it's black and white. I dig that beast in the back. I kind of wish we'd lose the clowns altogether and we just get that beast in the back, and I'd be down. But with that said, no copies of this have sold as of yet, but there are a couple listed looking for $50 and $100. Again, listed as secret variant for the final issue of this Dwellings series. Who knows? Who knows where this one could go? So it's worth keeping an eye on. And speaking of like secret releases and spoilers, we do have a spoiler cover to talk about this week, and that is the cover to Timeless #1. There was a spoiler cover. We do have the spoiler. So, spoilers, I'm going to show it to you in a second. So, if you don't want to see it, you can skip ahead like 30 seconds. But here it is. It's a pretty cool cover. I guess it gives away something that happens in this story, but you got Doom as the, master of the mystic arts. I was going to say, he's got Doctor Strange's cape on. So, we got that. I know there's some sort of Luke Cage maestro looking character, like Luke Cage, who's got the power iron fist. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on in this storyline yet because I didn't read it yet. I'm going to check it out tomorrow once the copy comes in. But just want to throw this out that there is a spoiler cover. This is the spoiler cover. It is not selling at a premium yet or anything like that. So there are copies available if you want it for cover. Just wanted to share that this was out there if you were interested. This might be a shorter run today because even though it is the last week of the year, there's some releases, a lot of incentives that I got to go over later, but some of the other sections are kind of thin. Like there was no real cool connecting covers for me to talk about this week. Not a lot of homages, so I just kind of left the homages in the areas, the other segments where they fit. So I don't have a full homage section again. But without getting too far ahead of myself, let's just get to the reading list, which is once again, it's very light. So for me, apart from me wanting to check out Timeless and Duke, that's going to be on my reading list. I do want to read this Deadly Hands of Kung Fu tie into Gang War because I like Shang-Chi. So anytime they release a series, I want to read it. And this miniseries is coming out. So Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, pretty cool Aja cover here. See, bold colors. This pops. This stands out. That Duke cover, not so much. Other covers available on this one. There's a Stormbreakers B cover. There's a foil that's I think like $9. over there on the left, and there's a 1 in 25 incentive if you are so inclined to want to get that. Me, I just want to get the cover A, the Aja. I'm good with it. Just want to read it, and we'll see what happens. There was a detective, another issue of detective coming out next week as well. I didn't put in the deck because I feel like I keep putting in the reading section, but I'm so far behind. I feel like I'm cheating, saying it's in my reading pile when it is, but I still got a lot to catch up on. So I'm hoping to catch up actually on a lot of reading this week, and then I could have a little bit more of a grasp on what I can actually read in any given week and what I don't actually have time for, and it gets stacked up and piled up in the boxes if you can only see around me here. I am in the midst of like a hoarder's I don't know if it'd be a hoarder's paradise or nightmare. I don't know. There's just boxes all around. Comics just stacked everywhere. That said, let's move on to new number ones, which once again is usually a beefier segment. There's usually a lot more books to talk about. But this week, the only one that I feel like spotlighting, because again, I could have put that Deadly Hands of Kung Fu here, but I put that in the reading list. So for our purposes today, the only one I put in the number one section is the Book of Butcher, which is a one shot. So here we get this one shot. It's got a $10 cover price, by the way. So keep that in mind. If you're still getting all of the ancillary, I'm only getting Something Is Killing the Children these days. I'm not keeping up with House of Slaughter, Book of Butcher. I just can't. I can't even keep up reading Something Is Killing the Children. It's again falling behind reading. It is what it is. Maybe I'll get back to this one of these days, but it also doesn't help when you release these one shots. It's $10. Like, come on now. I don't be shelling out $10 on a new book every week. So multiple covers here. This is the cover A. There is a cover B there on the right, as well as I think there was like an FOC version of that Jay Lee, which is kind of cool. I don't know why they released that like later when the 1 in 5 is a black and white version of that cover. And then we also have a virgin version of that B cover. That's the 1 in 10. And there's also like an FOC release of a virgin version of cover A, but that's not an incentive. I believe that's open order. So a lot of covers here. And oh, sorry. There's also a 1 in 25. Let's not forget that. I looked, none of these are selling at a premium as of yet. So if you're interested, you can get these still for right around ratio, hopefully at your shops, if you want to go and collect these 1 in 25s, 1 in 10s, etc. Obviously, foil, you're going to pay a tiny bit extra for that, that gimmick. But for our purposes here, not a lot of movement on these as of yet. So you can go get them at ratio or less. All right, moving on. Later prints, which once again, this is actually a light section. This is usually packed, but today we got a facsimile of Batman 407, wrapping up year one. So I think we're done with these now. I guess we'll see. But this is part 4, so this is the last facsimile for year one. There's also a facsimile coming for the new Teen Titans number 1. Don't know if they're going to go extend this one to get issue 2, which is the first appearance of Deathstroke, but here we do have issue 1. This is, again, a book you can find out there for a decent price. So I don't know why. And even the year 1 stuff, like you can find year 1. There's copies out there and you can get decent copies at decent prices. So I don't really see the need to reprint these, but okay. Whatever the case, we are getting a regular facsimile here for $4. There will also be a blank sort of trade dress if you want to get sketches. That's kind of cool. If you're into that kind of thing, that'll be $5. And if you want a foil version of this, you can have that for the low price of $6, which honestly ain't that bad in today's foil market because some of these foils are like $10, $13. And yeah, too much. Too much. Trying to nickel and dime you for anything they can get these days, which I understand. Market's tough out there, but just make quality products and maybe make less. Maybe we don't need so many books. You just concentrate on making the books you are giving us better. Just saying. Quit all this pacing for trade. Just give me good stories and you'll have my attention and I'll keep buying them. We are also getting a facsimile of Wolverine number 1. So if you're into that, you can get this as well as a foil version of this facsimile, which I think this one is actually going to cost you $9. I'm fine. I have the original. I'll just stick with that. Not to say it's easy to get the original. This one's a little more pricey than, say, a Teen Titans 1, but I don't know. If you want to get reprints and facsimiles, have at it. I'm not, it's your money. It's just $9 for just to get a shiny cover is just a lot to me. And mixed into this, we're getting a third print of The Sickness #1. I still haven't read this. So maybe I'll grab this third print just so I can check it out. I mean, it is a bit of a disturbing cover when you look at it. I mean, her face is half ripped off, her eyes all puckered up like it got popped out, intestines dripping down there. Whatever. Kind of cool, but we'll see. People seem to like it. I just haven't read it yet, so I can't speak to it as of yet. But, you know, with that said, I do have covers. There are a good bit of covers that I like, and I actually separated the covers from their incentives where so you might see these duplicated and I might like both, but we're just going straight up cover price covers here. All right. So this is stuff you guys can go and grab, hopefully off the shelf if you like it too, without paying a huge premium. First up, I dig this. I've been liking these Samney covers on these Green Arrow books. It's simple, solid, striking, iconic look. I like it. So there it is. Jenny Frizen's still doing like I guess they're technically B covers on Harley Quinn. So this is another good one. You know, I don't know if that's Bud or if that's Lou, but got her hyena licking her face. She's giving us the wink. It's not my favorite Frizen, but it's not bad. So I'm still getting it. Bjorn Barons is still giving us a lot of good stuff. This time out, it's a Red Sonja, and it's not a cheesecakey Red Sonja, which I want to point that out. This is in the cover section because I like the art. Horse is pretty badass. Trees in the background. I like the ambiance here. But this is not a cheesecake cover, which is normally what you see on a Red Sonja cover, right? So just want to point that out. So it's over here. And Barons is also giving us another solid Ghost Rider. The head looks more smoke than flame, but I kind of dig this. I kind of like it. I don't know. So I'm going to try to grab one of these as well. I got to see about this Ghost Rider run. I've heard decent things about the actual story, but these covers that he has done on this run have been fantastic. So this is one of those, when I go hunting in the cheap boxes and the discount back issues, this is one of those series that I'm kind of looking for just to kind of check them out. Just get them for the covers. I'll get them for the read and see if it's any good. So let me know if I should have been picking this up all along because I have been getting the last couple just because of these awesome Bjorn Barons covers. So I just got to catch up on reading them. But with that said, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And also, let me know what you think of this one. Scotty Young. We talked about it on SNS. I kind of like it. It's a fun little thing. I like the callback to the symbiote being afraid of fire. You don't hear about that much anymore. Like every symbiote's just they're just symbiotes, and it's just churning them out like there's no tomorrow. Like they have no weaknesses. But I remember the days when Venom was afraid of fire and he didn't like sound. So we talked about this, like I said, that cover on SNS. But along with it, I kind of dig the other variant they're giving us, which is the Secret Wars Shield. I don't know if you guys remember the figures. Yes, they have the John Tyler Christopher action figure covers as well. Kind of over those. I mean, they've been done. There's so many of them. It's okay, but I like the idea that in these figures, they did have their shields that had the little lenticular little scenes in them, and that's what this cover is kind of playing off of. It'd be even cooler if that was actually a lenticular image inside that box, but I'll take it for what it is. It's kind of a fun callback, so figured I'd throw it in here. Also going back to SNS we brought up. So again, SNS does this as well on Saturdays. They do their own look ahead of books and covers that they like, the best and the worst of the week. So make sure you go check that out on Saturdays. This is just my personal opinion on some of these, and some of them I agree, some of them I disagree. This one I agreed. This is a good cover, and I'm looking forward to this In-Hyuk Lee Hobgoblin. Felt like I've seen it before, but I still like it. Josh Sway is also giving us another follow-up to Captain Marvel. This is for issue 3. Everybody was looking for that issue 2, featuring the new character there. I can't remember her name. But here she is on issue 3. So are we going to get like Spider-Boy 8 vibes? Where people are going to buy this because, well, it's the follow-up they couldn't get issue 2? I don't know. But it's still a solid cover. So if you want to get it, go ahead and grab it. Also, if you see the 1 in 25 incentive, I don't know if I put it in the deck or not. It's like blurry. I don't know, but we'll get to that. Bill Sienkiewicz also giving us an awesome Wolverine versus the Predator here. I like it. It's really good. It's solid image. I think this is the end of this mini. I know this is issue 4. I don't know if there's an issue 5 or not, but if it is the end, it's a quality end. Which is going to take us into incentives because I'm actually going to piggyback off of this book because there is an incentive 1 in 100 of this book. And that is also a pretty striking image. I like it. I've been running Marvel down for doing all of these 1/100s, and it's true. It's a lot of money you're trying to milk out of people. Well, I guess shops to order this many so they can sell these books to people. But I don't know. This is pretty cool as a 1/100. This is kind of a cool virgin cover. I will say that. And but I'll be fine with the trade dress. So that's the only problem they have with me is that yeah, it is pretty cool. I like the art. But when push comes to shove, I'm still going to spend the $4 or $5 rather than the 100 it's going to cost to get something like this because we do have pre-sales on this 1/100. And yes, it's been around 100. Look, 130, 132, 152 recent pre-sales, I guess, over the last few weeks. And there were none available right now, but we'll see what happens come Wednesday. Along with that, there's a pretty cool 1/25, and I actually did order one of these for like half ratio because I liked it. It's a pretty cool image. You got all the Wolverine heads and pieces just on the trophy wall of the Predator. I thought it was kind of a cool cover, so I went and got one of these. It is not selling for anything above ratio. Like I said, I bought one off of eBay for like $15, so I was in for that. I'm in for 15 for 1/25 that I like, so that's what I bought. I also got this next one because I liked it and it was cheap. This X Force. I'm not so familiar with this artist, but it has like a Joe Mad kind of manga kind of vibe. So I liked it. And old school, Wolverine with the brown outfit, manga style, fighting ninjas, X Force. Okay, you got me for a few bucks. But again, not selling for anything as of yet, but we'll see what happens this as the week goes on. I'm just telling you why I got it. I just like the art. I kind of dug this, thought about it, but since I was buying those other covers, I can't get everything. But this Black Panther number 7, I think it is. This is a 1/25. It's not bad as well. You got the Panthers all going with them. Solid read. I'm like an issue or so behind on this one, but this has been a solid run since the restart of Black Panther. And here's another incentive if you're into that. Avengers Incorporated is ending sometime soon because unfortunately there's just not a audience for it. I was kind of into it. I read the first couple. I mean, it's the whole detective thing, so I'm a little biased to detective stories. But Avengers Incorporated with Wasp, interesting cover. I like the idea of you got miniature Wasp inside a flower, bright yellow, kind of pops. But 1/25, not selling for anything as of yet. Well below ratio in most places. So if you're interested, go ahead and get it. I just wanted to point out the cover because I thought it was kind of cool. Uh, and this is the one I was talking about. Here it is, the Captain Marvel issue. I think it's issue 3. It and a lot of the images, I don't know if it's just this all these lens flares because there's like 5 of them, but it makes it blurry. Like the image is overall looks blurry to me. So I'd have to see this like in person because it it's weird. Like I'm looking at it on my laptop screen here, it looks blurry. I look at it closer up on my second screen here, it's a little clearer. I can see your face, but all in all, the image itself is a little hazy. Don't know if that's intentional or not to go with the lens flare, but yeah, interesting. But also, once again, no high prices yet. It's right around ratio or less. As is this Michael Cho She-Hulk. It's not the best She-Hulk, but I kind of like it in a weird kind of like it's very solid. Like the colors are like really punched in there. It's a solid classic looking image. So for that, I kind of like it. But yeah, I'll admit it's not the greatest She-Hulk cover out there, but I don't know. Something about like I said, the color palette, the way that it pops, I do kind of like it. So, also 1/25 is what it is. Selling ratio or less. If you want it, go ahead and go find one. Dark Droids is, I think it's wrapping up soon. This is issue 5. We're getting a Vader cover here where he's been taken over by this droid presence. I don't know, whatever is going on there. I'm having a hard time keeping up with this series. It's kind of dragging on a little bit, but they are continuing to do their Star Wars Virgin 1/100s, and one would think that Vader would sell. I mean, it's a pretty cool image, but I think there's a lot of fatigue on these. So even now, pre-sales 127, 133, slightly above ratio. Asking prices even 133, 140, just a little above ratio. It seems like those days where this was, I mean, a couple months ago, this would have been 200, 250 out of the gate asking because it's 1/100 Star Wars, 200, 250. Give me that. Now look at that. Getting much, much closer to that ratio mark. Just saying. I still can't by buying these, though. It's still too pricey, especially when you can just buy the trade dress, which is what I'm going to do. Going to get the trade dress version. Actually, I might actually get the cover A because the cover A, the Lionel U, they almost look like posters. I really like those on this run as well. So, not sure if I'll even get the trade dress of this one, but yeah, can only get one. It's not a series I think is worth buying multiple covers on, but get the one you like. Going back to that Harley, I showed you the Jenny Frison. The 1 in 25 here is Lyrics Lee. Not bad. I mean, it's always nice to see a classic Harley image with her in the Harley Quinn outfit, the Joker's sidekick carnival kind of look. So anytime I see these, they kind of catch my attention. We're getting them more frequently lately, but still, solid one. Not selling for anything more than ratio, so it's out there if you want it. As is the 1 in 50, which has like an indie vibe mixed with Jurassic Park. I don't know what's going on here, but there you go. If you're interested, it's not bad. I was like torn on this. This is another cover we talked about at length on Saturday because some hated it, some liked it. I'm still kind of somewhere in the middle. Couldn't decide, but I dropped it in here so you know that it's out there in case you like it and you want to spend the 1 in 50 ratio price for it because you can have it for less than that, less than ratio if you want it. Also a 1 in 50, another Sawi. A lot of Sawi covers lately have been popping, so figured we should keep an eye on this Power Girl issue 4. This, again, like I said, is a 1 in 50 incentive. It's all right. It's not bad. I kind of like it. I mean, solid. Don't know how much I would pay, but one sold for a little over 30 bucks. So under ratio is the sale, but the asking prices is what got me looking. So even though I only found the one pre-sale, uh, the asking price, and that pre-sale was back in October. So that pre-sale was ages ago. That was like an FOC pre-sale. Here we have the asking prices of the copies, I guess, in hand, 76, 85, $128. Let's see if those prices get met, but that's what folks seem to be asking for this. Another 1 in 25 that caught my eye, going back to a book we showed you. I showed you the Samney cover of Green Arrow #7. This Jay Anceletto. Pretty cool Black Canary. I dig this a lot. Yeah, it gives you a little bit of that Purple Rain kind of vibe on the motorcycle with the cityscape and whatnot, but I don't know. I like it. I dig it. It's kind of cool. This is, again, is a 1 in 25. Pre-sales have not been too bad. One sold just yesterday. I missed it. Christmas Eve, I mean, for 15 bucks and a best offer on 35. Asking prices right now, they're mostly around that $50 mark. So I would have been in for closer to ratio, definitely for 15, but 50, it's maybe a bit steep for me. But I wanted to mention it, wanted to show it because I think it is a pretty solid cover. Moving on, we're almost done. We got 2 more segments. I think we got Cheesecake coming up next, kind of piggybacking off of that image because it was almost Cheesecake worthy, but I felt like I just leave it in incentives. Here we just have a hodgepodge of covers I'm going to share with you. We got a She-Hulk that, again, the Cho, wouldn't call that Cho one Cheesecake. That was more of a classic image. This one, more of that Cheesecake, kind of vibe. The John Byrne era, even Dan Slott's era. But Sensational She-Hulk #3, pretty cool cover there. Only a couple red Sonias to spotlight here with the Perillo and the Linzer. There's more than this, but these two kind of fit the vibe of the segment. Like you said, because you saw the Barons. The Barons one with her and the horse doesn't really fit Cheesecake, but these two, I would say, does. Obviously, Grim Fairy Tale one-shots, they're going to find themselves here with at least a couple of covers. So this is Grim Fairy Tales presents Belle House of Glass Slipper. I don't know if this is cover A or how these are listed, but pretty cool cover. I mean, you see why it's in this section, as are the accompanying covers here as well. The one being, it looks like its price is a 1 in 25, and it's just like a reworked cover A, I guess, with a little bit of a wink and lingerie action going. If you're into it, these are out there. Again, ratio price less, cover price on the others. Just things you can buy if you like the art. Hitting into another one. There's a Grim Fairy Tales presents Wonderland Child of Madness #2. So this is not a one shot. This is a series, I guess, mini series. This first cover, not too bad. You got them fighting there in the hallways with the lockers, mushrooms popping up. Then we got these 2 other images that really jumped out. I think that's a Drax gal in the middle, and I can't remember the name of The artist on the one on the right. It's an artist that just popped up recently. It's like Luigi, something, Papa Luigi or something. I don't know, something like that. Point being, solid covers. If you're into them, you can get them for cover price. The images kind of just jump out at you, much like this next one, which is Flesh Eating Cheerleaders 1969. Definitely fits the vibe of this segment, along with the fact that if you are so inclined, you can get yourself a not suitable for work version of this. Black bars not included. So that is out there as well. So I think it's their after dark version. So yeah, if you're into that, go for it. Then another odd title jumped out, this Machine Girl and the Space Hell Angels. So these two covers, especially that yeah, upskirt shot there for the most part, even though she's not wearing a skirt. You get the what I'm saying. Definitely fits the section and the segment. So have at it there. Alien Books is a publisher I don't know much about. $10 on these books as well. So invest at your hazard, I guess. Like, I don't know. These are the types of books that if anybody goes looking for them, it ain't gonna be easy to find down the road. But there may not be as many people looking for them as you might hope. So it's kind of one of those tricky things. And then finally, we do have a Paul Green. I feel like I haven't seen Paul Green doing covers in a while. But there we have Niobe Birthright from Antarctic. Yes, he's got that unique kind of vibe. It's a little bit of a J. Scott Campbell kind of flair to it, but Paul Green does have a following. This is a pretty solid cover and definitely fits our section here. So that's our last one if you're interested for this one shot. And our last segment, wrapping up holiday season, happy holiday covers. I don't think we're going to be getting much more of these because Christmas is now past. But we did get a couple just today out of DC. The Flash giving us a nice callback to the Flash of Two Worlds. That's issue 123. Homage there with the Silent Night covers. I've been really liking these. I also did a short on these for Christmas Day. I think I did. Yeah, this is the Christmas Day drop because I like these. Along with Green Lantern. Oh, I'm sorry. Green Arrow. Green Lantern gave us this. Green Arrow. I'm sorry. Green Arrow number 7 gave us a Green Lantern Green Arrow 76 homage, but with Santa. Also fun. And then we did have that Harley one as well. So for Harley 35, you get that Black World 12, first appearance kind of callback, but with Santa mix it in there. Also kind of fun. These covers are available for cover price out there if you want them, if you're interested. I like them, but get them if you like them. And then I think this is our last Ski Chalet cover. One of my favorites, David Nakayama doing Spider-Woman on issue 2. I like this. I ordered one of these with the trade dress. Gonna have to deal with it because the 1 in 100, once again, there is a 1 in 100, and it's just gonna be too much. I just can't do it. Love it. I love the image, but just too much. Pre-sales on this thing? Well, copy sold for $200 on December 5th. Back in October, there were a couple other pre-sales back on those FOC, listings, 180 and 140. So still above ratio with the pre-sales. But as of right now, none listed yet. So I think people are waiting to see where this market's going to land before they throw their copies out there. I think they don't want to be too low on the return. Last week, I thought the Villa Lobos would have done better, but yeah, it is where it is. Along with the JSC, they're both just slightly over that ratio mark. Maybe this one will only be slightly over ratio as well. But as of now, I don't know. So we'll have to keep an eye on it and see what happens over the next week. But with that all said, that is my last book of the day. Hopefully you found this enjoyable, helpful, entertaining, educational. Gave you some books maybe to go look for, maybe you didn't know existed that you want to go try to hunt at your shop this Wednesday, or some things you just like to look at, but then you decide, you know what, maybe I don't need to go and spend that kind of money on that. I don't know. However I can help, I'm happy to do so. I'm not a dealer. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'll tell you what I've spent my stupid money on, and I suggest you guys buy whatever you like. Do what you like. It's your money. It's not my money. It's yours. Spend it however you want. But feel free to share, because I'd like to hear what everybody else is spending their money on, because I don't always like to feel like I'm out in the island when it's like, well, I like it, but nobody else likes it. So I don't know. Kind of fun. Again, hopefully you like this. Hopefully you found this helpful. I'll be back with some more content soon. Make sure you come back tomorrow for the tax show, live show. This will be our last entry for this month's selection of books. So I know our budget game has been a big hit with people. It's a lot of fun to play, us grading books and seeing what we can get out of out of these imaginary cons that we are attending, buying these former Hot 10 books. I don't know. It's just a little bit of fun talking comics, looking at the market, seeing what's out there, and having some fun. So hopefully you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, and plenty more coming your way in the new year. Well, I guess I will see you guys all later with some more content. All right.